To have them say, this is common, and it works every time. It's a true shame, you know. It's a true gibbledy-glom shame. Well, as we continue this list, here we are at number 10 balls. Nice. Refused to sleep with... No, you read that. Her friends corroborated it. I passed a lie detector and a DNA test. Baby came out red-headed and I'm half black. I was in the service at the time and was stripped of a stripe and confined to barracks for 3 months. I filed charges against her and she was bad conduct discharged from service. You were both in the service. I was given a full apology from her in court on lieu of jail time due to her having a child. Holy shit. Equality. She didn't get jail time because her baby was a get out of jail free card. Pump out some freaking kids, you stupid holes. Holy bing bong. That's so unfair. But I guess that's just the way that it goes, huh? I did not know that a child could be a get out of jail free card. But I'm sure that, you know, everything is something crazy in some place. You were punished with no real repetitions and she continued living basically unchanged. There's no downside to false accusations. It's hard to even blame the women who do it. Welcome to the modern world. This makes me want to barf a little bit. This makes me want to barf. Cute21 says, guys, did the stream end? I don't think so. I'm seeing your question. Can you see me? Can anyone see me? Oh well. Hopefully the uploaded video isn't compromised. I was accused in college by a classroom professor and a fellow student of stalking and harassing with intent to rap. For reasons which are complex, but I am able to explain, the resolution of this event came about when the department chairperson confronted both the teacher and the student. The teacher admitted to the department chairperson that the accusation against me was in fact false, and furthermore that the teacher had actually encouraged the female classmate to spread the rumors against me. The department chairperson and me had corresponded over email. I managed to save those emails, which exonerated me on paper. I have an actual hard copy print of the correspondence between myself and the department chairperson who confronted the teacher and the student who falsely accused me.
You need to open up a new chat because that's the old one.
Is this chat the old chat? What's going on? What's going on? This stream's been split into two. Why does YouTube do it to me? Why does YouTube do it to me? You know, if I accused YouTube of rap, they'd be all like, oh, that's false. But that's not true. That's not true. Oh my God. Who says new Sonic? I'm always complaining about how there's never a Sonic near me. Is somebody gonna have that built near me or what? Okay. Is somebody gonna have that built near me or what? What are you, stupid? As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 8, Bing Bong. I went to a less than 100 student college, dated my first girlfriend for like 2 months, dumped her, and she tried spreading a rumor that I sexually assaulted her. Okay. Well, she had told me that her previous boyfriend in high school did the same thing. She also said it about the next 2 guys that she dated, who I already knew, and they both told me that they both told me what she said about me, along with a few other people. Thankfully, none of them believed her. She genuinely had some issues and tells people she was sexually bing-bonged for attention. I've come to learn that there was no high school boyfriend since then. She's just learned to be more vague about telling people, so it sounds more believable. Gotta change the story to make people, fall for it. Unbelievable, really. Unbelievable, really. As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 7. Hilda says she's gotten out of the hospital. You did it, Hilda. You have conquered what might have been one of the final bosses of the internet. Or of your life, I should say. But you're alright. Isn't that what it's all about? You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out. You put your right foot in and you shake it all about. You get to number 7 and you shake it all about. Or is it you shake it all around? That's what it's all about. Frank Scopopoulos writes, it's not Scopopoulos, it's Scopopoulos. That's not as cool. Mine's better. Number 7, my roommate's ex followed me home from the bar while I repeatedly told her ass to go home. She refused to take a no for an answer and started screaming outside. I finally opened the door and told her to knock it off or I was calling the cops. She started to force her way inside and was screaming that I was hurting her. I just let her in at that point because I didn't want my neighbors assuming that I was beating women. See, that's where you fucked up, homie. Stupid. She went into my roommate's room. Hey, Dia, do you want me to be a nice guy and equip a lot of girls with a great way to not be recorded while they're having sex?
Well, that would be very useful. It wouldn't just be a nice guy thing. It's just good to know.
Well, I mean, like, here's the tip then to all of the ladies who, for some reason, are putting up with Kyle here. If any girl is being recorded in a video that they don't want to get out, and it could still get out, the dude may end up editing it. But if they do not want to compromise the video, basically the girl could just yell something along the lines of, I do not consent. Instantly ruined, Instantly ruined, Dia. Now we can't even put this on the normal internet. The normie internet, Dia. We gotta go to the other one. The deeper one. The hot one, Dia. And I'm not talking about hot wings. Dia?
Which internet is that?
Like, okay, if the internet we're on is like the Sprite, then the internet I'm talking about is like the Sierra Mist. I didn't even like Sierra Mist. Do you know that?
Why did you buy that then?
Because it's the available one. I'm glad that we had this discussion, Dia. As we continue this list, she went into my roommate's room and they started arguing and I fell asleep. What the fuck? I woke up in the middle of the night and she was in my bed. I was obviously real comfortable, so I laid down. No, I was obviously real uncomfortable, so I laid down on the couch. I wake up a few hours later and the roommate is standing over me saying, "What the fuck?" And I realized that she was on the couch with me now, asleep again. I explained to him what happened and he laughed it off. I laughed too, but was legitimately very uncomfortable with all of it. 2 weeks later, I found out that she told her whole sorority that I raped her, which spread throughout the campus. I was lucky not many people believed it, but a few did, most of whom were just casual acquaintances, so it wasn't that big of a deal, and we didn't talk after that. The thing that stuck with me the most was seeing how quickly those women believed her bullshit and spread it around like it was the undeniable truth. Let me be real with y'all, man. Y'all in college right now? All right? If somebody is listening to this and you're in college right now, have all of your roomies throw in on a motherfucking camera. Put that camera, make sure it's a sound camera, in the corner of your common room, okay? Maybe it's lacking in privacy, but if y'all all living together, you know what I mean? It's not like y'all should be rolling through naked. So if anything like this ever happens, make sure that if somebody is coming in there and, y'all gonna have that footage, my dude. It doesn't need to be in the bathroom. It doesn't need to be in your private bedrooms. It just needs to be in that common area, and all of y'all with the knowledge that, okay, this room is under surveillance, okay? Just make your movement, leave no room for ambiguity. Make it blatant, This girl pushed her way in. It'd be a great thing to have on video. It's just dumb. These hoes out here ruining people's lives, and some of them are so stupid that they don't even realize what they're doing. You want attention, so you'll literally just say anything. I would rather it be that you are at the very least smart enough to know what the fuck you're doing and you don't care. As terrible as it sounds, I'd rather they be smart enough to know what they're doing and not care than so dim-witted that they'd ruin a life without being aware of what the hell's going on. Ain't that a bitch? Continuing up, boy, we arrive at number 6. I lost friends, like almost all of them. Only the people who trusted me remained. The woman in question never tried to report anything because I have evidence that showed she was lying, but it didn't matter to those friends. Yep, it's not going to stop anybody from talking mad shit on the internet and trying to turn a bunch of people against you. And sometimes, if they have clout online, even if they don't have clout online, because they're a female and they have a box and they squawk online, people will believe them. White knights will show up and be like, "How dare he have done that to you? Oh, I will fight for you, my queen." People have died for less. It's pretty messed up. You guys know what it is. Hello to everybody in the chat. Hello, Odie, Hilda, Manuel, Red Sun. Hope you guys are kicking it, taking it easy. I hope you guys are inheriting things soon. Inheriting things you're gonna pass on to me. That's what I'm talking about. Number 5. I was being questioned by a polite police officer in my apartment living room and showed him pictures of myself out at dinner with my parents when the alleged assault was supposed to have occurred. There were never any formal charges pressed, so it didn't go further than that. I lost many friends, and although she never pressed charges, she still insists that I came onto her. She couldn't even get her story straight. You had an alibi as clean as a whistle, and she out here trying to convince the people. Someone says similar. I was accused, she was seeking attention, police came and questioned me. I showed them tickets and my passport that showed that I was on the literal other side of the world. Bruh.
He did it! Don't believe him in those receipts! That's just paper! You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Jury, take it to a jury. Hold on. Let me try that again. You don't believe me? He used to be like a puppet, like I was just a sock, and he put his foot in me. He put his foot in me like I was a sock. And then he took it out, and he put it back in. Then he took it out, and he put it back in. And now my fabric is stretched beyond.
Number 4. Accused by a familiar subordinate while in the military. My CO at the time was a firm believer that people don't lie about that, as her sister was a victim at some point. Good for you. What a dumb bitch. You are such a stupid, ignorant fucking hoe. If you believe that just because you know somebody or just because it happened to you that somebody else wouldn't lie about it, how fucking basic are you, my dude? How basic are you? So you think everybody in the world works the same way? Look, man, I do not consider myself the type to give no bing bongs, but boy, it doesn't get dumber than that. People don't lie about, like, all people are the same. Weird. You know why it's so easy for some people to commit crimes? Because many people live their corny ass lives, not just incapable of, like, imagining, thinking another way, acting another way, but when they are confronted with the ways that people act and the way that people think, when they are confronted with the ideologies of people outside of the box that they restrain themselves to, when they have it right in their face, they refute it. They refuse it. They see it right in front of them. And then they're just like, no, it can be that way. I don't think that way, so other people can't think that way either. You know what it's as stupid as? It's like a fucking infant. It's like a fucking infant that thinks that when they hold their hands in front of their face, that because they can't see you, you can't see them. Can't see you, can't see me. That's how dumb you sound. Why we gotta share a planet with these motherfuckers? You know? After all this time, we got people staring up at the stars and giving shit about, when you were born under what star, because, you're a Taurus. Get the fuck out of here. You can't, nobody's made a test to segregate us based on, I would have no problem. I don't know, but it had to be a pretty good test, I guess. No errors on that test. Whatever. Nova says, how are you doing tonight, Kyle? I'm fine, knowing that, the big titties thrive and bounce and jiggle in the wild, in the titty meadows and the titty forests. So I'm seeing with the colors of the wind, okay? My CO believed that people don't lie about that because their system was a victim. They called in the feds, and I went through a several month-long investigation and had both my military and civil retraining orders placed. Military and civil restraining, I'm guessing, because they wrote retraining, orders placed against me. I was in and out of court for it, and the feds frequently visited my home. The truth came out that I didn't violate this person, but I was treated like I just got away with murder for the next few years until I just decided to get out. I still have issues from that and have to see a therapist. Boy, what can you do but make up in your heart to just go find a bunker? If you make enough money to dig yourself a hole and outfit that hole with electricity and clean water, boy, spend a little bit of more money, try to outfit that motherfucker with a little bit of reinforcement so that it could withstand some manner of apocalyptic fallout. Get yourself a filtration system so that maybe you can turn your pee and poop into something drinkable, something that you would be able to live off of. At least hey, our lifetimes are very short. No worries. Make sure you got some internet access and you'll be all right. Celeste says, hi Kyle. Hello, Celeste. I hope you've gotten your rest. Why you gotta rhyme like that? It's special. Yeah. That's what I do when new people come. I rhyme their name. Oh, get rich, buy an island, get a bunch of kids, hit them with that Jeffrey style, that Jeffrey E. No, YouTube might know what that is. Maybe I should say J. Epstein instead. That's better. As we continue to number 3. A girl in high school accused me of sexually bing-bonging her. We were at a campfire party on the beach with 4 other people. Let me clear my throat. No, I really need to clear my throat, so give me a second. We had known each other since grade school, but did not date each other or anything. We just knew each other. She asked me to walk down the beach with her. Oh my God. After getting away from everyone else, she got really close to me, obviously wanting to kiss. We did, and we walked into a secluded little area in the cliff by the beach. She gave me a big smile, pulled down her bathing suit top, and showed me boobs. Truly magnificent man boobs, apparently. Maybe the 3rd set that I'd ever seen in my life. I got to make out and play with naked boobs. My Saturday night was suddenly absolutely great. He boobs. After maybe an hour of he boobs, we went back to the campfire. We spent another hour or so there, talking with everyone, then everyone gradually went home. It was about Thursday of the following week that a teacher that I knew personally asked me to him talk for a minute. Oh shit, you got a him talk? First he boobs, now him talk? Oh my god. He told me that the girl had said I pulled her into a hidden spot, pulling her bathing suit off and fondled her. I told him the story and he said he'd pass it along to the right people. Apparently he did. He later told me the story had been retracted and the other people there, including her good friend, had backed up that nothing seemed to be wrong. It still pissed me off though. We never really spoke to each other for the remaining year of high school. You know, my high school years were a lot of me being in the midst of girls that I didn't understand were sincerely into me. So it was pretty much just like a bunch of missed blowjobs, dry humping when there could have been fucking, you know. But maybe it's good because I was not trying to end up with no babies, you know. So that's good, you know. It's good. He boobs, him talk, me go. Next entry, number 2. I got hauled out of my middle school in front of my peers at the end of the day and questioned by the police. Hey, if anybody saw that Snapchat from earlier, I go to the Discord. And if you haven't seen the Snapchat on my story, it's CYAEL. Listen to that. Then go to the Discord. Read what's going on, baby. And I just want I'm not trying to coax you into saying anything on either side. I just want your genuine reaction to what's been going down. You may have to scroll up a little bit. It's about, you know what? Let me do you a favor and tell you what the first thing, like how high you need to scroll, so to speak. Give me 1 second. Just scrolling up on that ass. Jesus. Okay. So somewhere around. Okay, here it is. Just had a breakup with my GF of 2 years. Can I no, I can't link to this. But if you can find this is the beginning of the soap opera that you should start to read. It's good stuff. Oh, I can pin it then? That's what you guys want? But will pinning it... Okay. I'll just pin the beginning of it. I will pin that. Oh yeah, pin it. There you go. Hopefully that will allow you the awareness to see where it is. And then just scroll on down. And when you're done, I want your genuine comments on, you know, how that makes you feel, what you think his course of action should be. I'm just eager to hear all of your thoughts on it, you know? Damn. Or you know what? I might as well just read the whole exchange at the end of this list. Whatever. Number 2. I got hauled out in the middle of my middle school in front of my peers at the end of the day and questioned by the police. Middle school? My cousin accused me of touching her. Police questioned me for an hour. She later recanted her accusation and then went on to accuse her father and grandfather and stepmother of all touching her. She just saw that on an episode of South Park, boy. I was a middle schooler. Somebody else says there was a post on relationship advice a few weeks ago about a dude whose girlfriend's son was being bing-bonged by his cousin or one of his friends, can't remember. Anyway, the kid ends up blaming it on the boyfriend and the mom calls the police and the dude ends up losing his job over it. Eventually the kid came clean, but the damage had already been done. That's how life works, baby. There are multiple stories in this very list about people who were military men that had their bing bong stripped, you know? There goes your career, there goes the life that you were trying to set up. And then some of these women just get off slack. They get off on that, you know? Scot-free. Number 1 on this list. Ooh, I didn't think this was a spooky list, you know what I mean? Oh shit, I just got $9 on my card. Now we're talking. I'll try not to spend that all in one place, you know? See, I could accuse my bills of rap, and it wouldn't be a false accusation. You know what I'm talking about. Number 1, dated a girl in university for 2 years. After graduating, we lived apart and tried the long distance thing. She cheated on me with a married man, got pregnant. When her family found out, she told them that I raped her, and it was mine. 2.5 months of this hell, and I demanded a paternity test, and she came clean. One of the worst experiences of my life. It's been 7 years now, and it still gets to me. Well, at least you're not paying for it. Oh, boy. It's a true shame. It's a true shame how life goes. I guess I'll just read this whack-ass message on my own. Whatever. Okay. Did I pin it? Where is it? Okay. Here we go, guys. I'm going to read this for you, and I hope you enjoy it, bros. How do I get, like, some of this stuff out of the way? Is that not a possibility? Probably not. So, let's begin. Aegis in the stream chat says, I just had a bad breakup with my girlfriend of 2 years. Banana Cat says, oh shit. Aegis goes on, I got her finally to admit that she'd been trying to move on for the last 2 weeks after inviting her friend over. You okay, man? Asks Banana Cat, inviting her friend over though. Remember that. Aegis says, no, I was gonna go Uber to distract my mind, but I can't focus. See, I'm not even sure what the hell go Uber means. Did this mean that he was gonna jump into a car and just go drive somewhere? You know, or have the Uber take him somewhere? I'm not sure. Was he going to go get drunk? Who knows? Candy Stripe says, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. So I come in and I go, you know, visited by a friend. Her male friend? Did she invite it over? And he's like, oh, sorry, but I just had to say this shit out loud. So then Banana Cat says, I'm here if you want to rant, dude. And then Aegis says, yup, her guy friend. I could hear her being happier in her voice, and I finally confronted her. And yeah, I hate ranting, but damn, you know? So Banana Cat says, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I say, bitches, man. Banana Cat says, yeah. Aegis says, we had closure today, and I'm like shaking. So this dude's shaking, okay? All right. I say she may get tired of whoever she moves on to, since that seems to be what happened with this dude. Aegis says, yeah, I know, hit the gym, rub one out. I said, try your best to think of the time that you've been saved instead of what you have wasted. Banana Cat says, we're all here for you, man. Or my dude. Aegis says, y'all are strangers. I don't want to take advantage, but thanks. I'm trying so fucking hard to keep my mind busy and stop shaking. Kyle says, imagine if you had a kid by this hoe. Aegis says, I'm 28. She's 20. You know, I usually have a sound effect for these types of things. So if you'll excuse me, let me pull up my soundboard real quick and just read that one more time. I'm 28. She's 20. Okay. So there's that. And then I said, lol. Whoops. He's like, yeah, fuck that. And I said, smack yourself. Well, what can I say? Banana says, I'd offer to play some games with you to take your mind off of it, but I don't have a good computer. Oh, jeez. Aegis says, my PC is also fucked up, so no games for me. I say, don't expect girls to be women. Even the down-to-earth women are unicorns. And for those who don't understand my vernacular, I'm implying that even women who aren't a piece of crap are difficult to find. Not everybody is somebody you can communicate with. Women, just because they technically are adults, doesn't mean that they'll act like them. Aegis goes on to say, thanks though. LOL. Yeah, my friend was on her ass calling her naive. Banana Cat says everyone is dumb when they're 20. It's her own problem. Kyle says, I'm Kyle. What? I say, she's not naive. She's just young and female. starting to sound kind of, says, I'm a man going my own way now, those women. Anyway, Aegis says, she's one of those girls that never thinks your guys are trying to fuck her. Maybe he meant young guys. And maybe I believe what he's implying here is that she's the oblivious type of girl that doesn't believe or understand that men around her want to bang her. And I think she does, dude. I think this dude was fooling himself into believing that, she wasn't fielding other bing bongs. If he had to drive it out of her to make her admit it, that she was already trying to move on from this fuck. I go on to say, all the world will bend for her. And he says, funny way to look at it. Thanks, man. I said, while she's tight and gravity hasn't attacked, she'll take the best offers. Banana's like, don't worry about it, dude. You can do better. Aegis is like, I'm not mad at her. I don't blame her for trying to be happy with a guy. It just hurts that she's stringing me along. And I was trying so hard to convince me. No, she was trying so hard to convince him. Yeah, I know I can. I'm just trying to get over this initial shock. I'm fucking shaking. I can't focus and I'm feeling crazy. My swag is too focused to even be distracted by other girls. He wrote it. So I wrote, start by refraining from saying swag or mojo. And he says, okay, lol. Kyle says, all you can do now is think of this. Imagine if you didn't get her to admit it. How long you might have been in the dark, been cheated on, used for the sugar daddy you were to her. What matters now is that you can devote yourself to what will never hurt you. The Kyle. I'm sorry. He says, but you get what I mean. I'm too fucked right now to be okay. Heh, thanks, man. You've been there for the longest. It's cool to interact with you. Having fun isn't hard if you have a library card, guys. And big titties. Kyle says, JK, yourself. I was just, teasing about the whole, commit yourself to me bullcrap. I said, put time into you and learn to discern who is and isn't worth your endeavors. Now it's over. I'm sure you'll see all the red flags that you ignored. Aegis goes on to say, I know, I've seen the red flags, but I've tried. She gave me access to all her stuff and messages to gain my trust, but she was just crying and all that shit saying that she didn't mean to hide her guy friend. She even said that she'd stop talking to the dude if I asked, but I don't want to be that guy. I'm not that guy. I told her I can't be with a girl that naive who would respect or disrespect our relationship like that. I shouldn't have to fucking worry. I don't need that shit in my head. So I say, excuse me. First, there's essentially a decade difference between you two. It doesn't make a relationship impossible. It just means communication is necessary, not just being on the same page. And he's like, I know, we talked about it. And I said, serious, same language communication. That aside, compatibility and mutuality in what both parties want is extremely important. If you have to tug the other in the direction of what you want because it's not shared, it's only a matter of time. Yeah, I know. We wouldn't have lasted 2 years if we hadn't talked about it. And then I said, but what I'm telling you is you could have. People last often. There are people with problems hundreds of times more severe than those in your relationship, and they last. Yeah, I'm aware. You guys still could last by simply choosing to. And I want you to understand that. If you stay upset, you can eventually crawl back asking to keep her on her terms, whatever she wants. But do you consider that reasonable? And he says, I left her. And I said, a song as old as time. It doesn't mean the door is permanently shut. He says, I can't forgive her for being the kind of girl that immediately goes and invites a new guy to her house. Ugh, sorry. I'm not being rational, probably. I know. And I say, get it out however you need to. Find an outlet, even if it's another willing person. but get it out. This dude says, yeah, I jog, practice singing, and play music. I says, when she's filled up by another guy or other people, she's not going to be thinking about you. Aegis says, but I'm like paralyzed as fuck right now. I said, so don't pay her that tribute. And he's like, I know. I said, you're alive, you're not disabled, you're not addicted. This chick in your past, or this chick is in your past, and you need to forget her. Remember the experience and learn to discern future inconsistencies. Don't befriend despair or give in to sorrow. Prove your existence wasn't defined by a person that you were with. Aegis says, I've been through breakups before, mate. I know. So you say. It's just getting through this moment that is hard. And then I say, but you'd never catch me talking like this. And he's like, I have. I'm 28. I moved and lived in Australia for a girl for 2 years too. And I said, we all grieve in our own way though. Aegis says, I've been through heartache. And I say, so you say. And he says, you're like my age, right? At least 28? And then I said, mentally I'd say older. Maybe immature. But I mean, he's acting like a bitch. Aegis says, you should be able to tell, dude. So don't talk to me like these kids. These kids. I told him I was teasing about the age thing. And then he goes, sure, I'm all emotional, so I'm basically 15 right now. And I said, you said that, not me. And he's like, but trust me, dude, I felt heartache before. I said, reread what you're writing, man. No one here said that you don't know heartache. Jesus. Aegis says, I know, sorry, I'm being a rude fuck. I just know the basic other fish in the sea rhetoric. And I'm like, just lacking in self-awareness is what this dude is. I'm not saying that there are other fish in the sea. Please stop typing and just read. Don't glance. Read. If I needed to condense what I'm suggesting, it's this. This could be way worse. She's not pregnant with your kid. She's not your baby's mom who you found cheating. She's not lying to the police and putting you in jail. Think about the list that we just read, everybody. And think about what a corny ass situation this nigga's in, and he's making it seem like how many times he wrote the phrase I can't to a bunch of strangers. Imagine how many times he wrote the phrase I'm shaking to a bunch of strangers. We all need a tether every now and then. We all need to come down every now and then. But when when I was suggesting, hey man, maybe don't look at the glass being half empty, look at it half full, he's immediately just like, silver lining, I know. And I'm like, She's not demanding money from you via extortion, homie. No one here is invalidating your feelings. You've just said multiple times that you're, quote, shaking. And Aegis is like, but knowing that doesn't help this paralyzing feeling and the hurt. All anyone can do is offer you perspective. And if you're just going to be all like, bruh, I'm not a kid, I know heartbreak, and then say, don't say, then what I suggest he say is don't say anything, I just want to rant. Which is important. If you don't really want to hear anything from anybody, let him know that you just want to speak your mind and not be responded to. But he didn't do that. If you're 28 and he's hitting me with the emojis now, I'm pretty sure this is a little girl. You know what I'm talking about? Understand how you're coming off, homie. And he's like, right, perspective. So here comes Stripes on that bullshit. And he's like, look, I'm just, And then I said, reread all of this and not just to yourself, to a third party. Ugh. Aegis is like, hearing silver linings or the fish in the sea doesn't do much, all right? And I said, I never said anything about other fish in the sea. I said to find an outlet. If you expected telling people I just broke up with my girlfriend of 2 years would return anything other than silver linings, I apologize for not calling you stupid. And he's all like, I make music and shit. I know what I should be doing. It's just in this moment, what I'm feeling right now, I can't do shit. It's pathetic. You know what I mean by the lack of self-awareness? Like, this dude, it's like Spurgy at this point. It's Spurgy. And then I said, I apologize for not calling you stupid. And this dude's like, yeah, well, maybe that's what I needed to hear. Right. As if to imply that I should just address everybody in that kind of way when I don't know them because they're strangers. It's a comment like this that lack self-awareness so hard that you want to bottle it and concentrate it so that you can throw it at people like maybe some presidential candidates that you don't like, and watch them embarrass themselves somehow more than they already do? Maybe that's what I needed to hear. We would know that how? Because we know you well, except we don't? What an idiot. What an idiot. And I told him, you already know it. And he's like, I'm not no fucking snowflake. How do you write something like that unironically? You really are 30 years old. Kyle says, she's 20, bitch. And she's done with you. Cry, get the fuck out, but please, don't lack self-awareness. It's everyone's trigger. And he's like, it's your trigger. And Stripes goes,
Trust me, I know heartbreak before.
and he's like, I know what I have to do. It's just this moment. The shaking. What a bitch. What a bitch. What the fuck? So then Tara came in and was like, you're so back and forth. You got to put yourself back together. But your friend likes you. But her friend likes you. You're 28 and she's 20. Get the fuck over it. Fuck her friend. The shakening Haru. Oh no. And then she says, you're 28, not 78. That's what Tara says when she ends the little thing here. But the comedy of that for me is, of course, he's going to interpret that as a silver lining because, you know, we're not focusing on the negative, which is what he wants. Anybody focusing on the positive is an asshole, and it's just silver lining to you. So he's like, I said, is that too silver lining for you? Her saying that you're not 78? And he's like, nah, it's just classic. I'm drinking water right now, about to gear up in my Xeno gear. And you're like, your autism senses are going off. And you're like, what the fuck is Xeno gear? He says, I'm going to gear up in my Xeno gear and go for a jog. And I said, in my Xeno gear. And he's like, the emojis. And then Stripes is like, the table goose lamp. And then he's like, a semblance of my sense of humor is still alive. Like, worse than something that I would do on stream, like to make somebody groan. You know what I mean? Like telling a joke and then it's so bad and then I go, it seems I still got it. You know, the kind of nudge, wink, wink garbage. So I Googled this picture of Xenosaga, a game for the PlayStation 2, because he says he's going to put on his Xeno gear. And I'm like, I've genuinely never heard that phrase ever. So then he goes, I'm trying to play games less. And I'm like, do you think I'm suggesting a game to you? It wasn't a game recommendation. Are you confused? And he's like, oh, I meant Xenogear from Power Rangers. And I'm like, Power Rangers? You know? You want to know the last time I heard about Power Rangers? It was during the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Can we look at like a date? Can I get a date? The first air date was 1993. So let's think about when the Power Rangers movie came out, maybe. Power Rangers movie. Did that even break 2000? Oh, there was one in 2017. I'll give that to you. Is that what they were using in the movie? Xenogear? I type in Xeno and Xenoverse comes up. Bruh. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know what to say here. So what I asked him after that is, did you Google these jokes for your 20-year-old girlfriend? Or did you watch Power Rangers together? Okay? This boy just, I don't know what to say. He starts posting prank calls from as far back as Break. Do y'all know what Break is? I'm self-aware enough to not try to make you aware of what Break is, because it's stupid and it's ancient. And he starts going on about E-Bomb's world. Can you imagine if every time I had an interaction with somebody and I told a joke and it wasn't funny, I proceeded to explain the joke, and if it still wasn't funny to you, I'd go, oh, you weren't around for Kazaa? Remember LimeWire? Zanga? You know what I mean? You remember Something Awful forums? Oh yeah. Remember, you're the man now, dog. You don't get it. I guess you're just too young. What the fuck? Self-awareness is what I'm saying. The lack of it. The lack of it. So I call Linda because I just needed her stability is what I said. I hope you're well. And she comes and she goes, oh, dealing with dumbasses again? And I'm like, oh God. And she says, oh, just one dumbass I see. And he's like, it's a funny prank call. I figured E-Bomb's references is something that Kyle would say in stream. I don't mean don't disrespect. Now here's the problem. I think this kid definitely has some kind of condition. So that's what I said. I said he has a condition. And he's like, oh, come on. You don't have to be a dick like that. Honestly, you say shit like that all the time in your streams. I figured it'd be cool. Linda says I don't like to repeat myself, but dumbass. And then I posted a picture of a really cute little, look at you, boy. Have you seen this, Dia?
What?
The sheepy. Or is that a lamb? You see him?
Yeah, and maybe a lamb actually.
That is so cute.
I don't know how to differentiate sheep from lamb. Just
Linda says future sacrifice. Oh my God. Anyway, Lily comes in and says, dude, no offense, but breakups suck. You guys obviously were on the same maturity level if you want to say I should fuck her friend just because she fucked you over. Let's say her 20-year-old friend, instead of getting over this and probably not seeing another 20-year-old for a while, you're all boo-hooing, but you dumped her because you let it happen and you got your ego bruised. Also, what kind of jokes are these, man? Are you sure you're really 28? It doesn't seem like it in my eyes. Again, breakups suck. I've been through them too, but there's different ways to handle this. So Aegis then says, this guy taking emotional outbursts seriously, as if we shouldn't, be regarding anything that he's saying because everything that he's written has been emotional. What an idiot. And again, you should preface this kind of shit by saying, oh, well, don't take anything that I'm going to say seriously. You know why? Because we can't read your mind. You know who expects us to read their minds? Women. And not girls. Girls really don't care. Girls are so ADD that one second they're thinking about you, the next that they're not. Just like this dude's ex-girlfriend is getting filled up by some dude right now, just bent over like,
Oh, yes. So much bigger.
you know what I'm talking about? Jesus Christ. I don't know what to say. So now he's posting pictures of Arizona tea. He says, I miss Shaq cream soda. Dr. Zen says, oi, mate, just read the chat. Stop making yourself look like you're 15 years old. Oh, God. Zay Spooks comes to his defense. He says, I think he's just doing anything he can to distract himself. And I said, I think he acted like this is exactly why he and a 20-year-old got along. If it was a 2-year relationship, they hooked up when this bitch was 18 years old and he was 26 years old. Acting silly is fine as long as you recognize yourself for the act. This guy's lack of awareness based on his responses to well wishes when people can't really do anything else, when you're saying things like I'm shaking and I can't over and over following your breakup. This dude has a complex. This dude has a condition, or both. And if we couldn't help tether his ass before, we sure as hell can't help him with it now. And that's when I flew off to come stream for you guys right now. Now, I'm not trying to roast anybody in the stream chat for being an idiot, but I mean, have some awareness when you're an idiot. We all have idiotic times, but we're not all gonna run out into the middle of the street and showcase that idiocy for the world. You gotta wheel it in. So look, if anybody has complaints about the way that I have dealt with somebody who obviously has some kind of condition, I'd like you to go ahead and Snapchat me, CYAEL. Help me come to terms with the right way to deal with people, Because the funny thing about this dude, and this is my life, if I were to condense this entire thing that happened between me and this dude, he came into the chat, and this is what he said. I broke up with my girlfriend of 2 years. I'm 28 years old and she's 20. That's damn near 2 years short of a fucking decade difference. Okay? He's boo-hooing, I'm shaking, I can't. You've already sought attention from people by saying, hey, I broke up with my girl. You know, what else are everybody going to say other than, man, I'm sorry about what happened. I hope that you can make it through this. I believe that you'll see another day. Bullshit like this, you know? You don't immediately just go, oh, well, I don't need silver lining. I've gotten the whole there's other fish in the sea thing before. I've dealt with heartbreak before. Don't teach me like I'm a kid. That's what this idiot's responses are. So how the fuck we gonna respond to this nigga other than like to regard him as that of an idiot? Do you get what I'm saying? And if you were talking to somebody in real life, they would just stop talking to him. And I bet it's happened many times in his life and he hasn't figured it out. So Aegis, if you at some point listen to this, I want you to realize that the reason some people just stop talking to you is because of the way that you are. And if you can't come around to like recognizing that within yourself, maybe you're going to go on not recognizing things in the partner that you think that you have where things are going to work and they're 20 years old. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, no disrespect. As you know, I love everyone. But I do want y'all to be self-aware, man. Be self-aware. This is silly. This is proper silly, right? This is proper silly, Joker. You know? Conga says, I see that you're annoyed by this guy. I'm not annoyed by this person specifically. I'm annoyed by people in general lacking self-awareness. You ever have something happen to you where somebody showcases stupidity and it doesn't just stop there? They're trying to convince other people of that stupidity too. And that's when it gets on your nerves and you're like, can we not do that? You got to reach a point where you're trying to, you know, it's wild. It's wild when you think about it. And I'm just done because it's one of those scenarios where you mean the best, you know, but your intentions, as great as they may be, if the outcome, you know, doesn't reflect what you want it to, then you're gonna feel like a fool too. This is an investment of your time and it may be wasted as opposed to spent. So you're wasting your time and you're arguing with a fool. So it's like, who's the real fool? You know, the fool or the person who is going to spend some time trying to educate that person when they actively are dodging that education, like it's the Matrix. You know, it's not like you're trying to convince them of a narrative. You are offering them just some objective shit, just like, hey, and they're like, you know, I feel like I was wrapped this list. Is that your maker? God damn, it's been years. I hope that he's taking it easy with his family. It's never gonna happen to me, man. Miss me with that family stuff, man. I hope you guys had a fantastic night, though. Let's all go bask in the flames of whatever Aegis is upset about in the Discord. I don't want drama, you know that. It's just like, I do want to show some people that the way that they're coming off is not exactly the way that they may mean to, you know? And the best way, I always say this, to avoid coming off a certain way is just to shut the fuck up. It don't cost you nothing not to say anything. Did you know that? It doesn't cost you anything not to say anything. Incredible. Incredible. Your maker says, I lurk occasionally, I just rarely comment. Hello and goodbye. Got him, your maker. In and out, like the stream chat's a woman. You heard it here first, folks. Guys, you have a wonderful night. I hope that you don't have any, gnarly breakups. And you guys will probably end up seeing me later, but on Twitch or Mixer, if that's the type of thing you get down on. So go into the links in the description, or maybe I should be posting them right now. Twitch.com.tv/. Does that even turn into a link if I don't put the HTTPS? Fantastic, it does not. Whatever. But don't expect it to be amusing. It's just going to be me in Pokemon wondering what a man my age is doing, you know, in that. But hey, it keeps me away from the laydowns. Oh, I forgot the colon. Jesus, man. I'd make a terrible surgeon. That's not a funny joke. And it's hot in here, so I'll see you guys soon. I left the air off for too long. I hope I've, I don't know, made your day less unbearable. See you guys later. Bye.